Good morning. Today's Fusion 360 video will be on extruding using the mirror function, constraints, and sharing documents. All right, so what I would like to start with is showing you how to draw object 19. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw half of this object and then mirror the right side over to the left side. We're going to use constraints because we're going to draw a circle to create this arc, and we're going to constrain that circle to be in this space. We're going to need to know that every square is 0.25 inches. There are 7 squares this way, or 1.75 inches. 6 squares this way, 1.5 inches. And then in the vertical direction, 6 squares, or 1.5 inches. So I'm going to begin by drawing a rectangle. I'm only going to draw a rectangle that is half of the base because, again, I'm going to mirror this half over to this half. And so half of 1.75 is 0.875 in this direction and 1.5 inches in this direction. So that will be my rectangle. And then this is only 1 square high, so I'm going to extrude it up 0.25 inches. All right, so I'm going to begin by right-clicking, go into Sketch, 2-point rectangle. I'm going to choose this plane here. I'm going to start my rectangle corner at the origin. Now I'm going to type in 1.5 inches for one dimension, tab, 0.875. Again, that's half of the 1.75, and then hit enter. I'm going to finish sketch. I'm going to zoom in, pan over, escape the pan. All right, now to extrude it up, I click on the rectangle, I click on the extrude tool, grab the arrow and drag up, but I need to specify exactly how far I'm extruding. So I click here where it says distance in the window and type in 0.25. Okay. All right, so now I have my half of my base. I'm now going to draw on this face, the front face. So I'm going to pan down so I can draw my next rectangle. All right, so what is my next rectangle? It's this. I'm going to draw a vertical rectangle to create this half of this part. So this is 3 boxes wide. That would be 0.75 inches. Half of that is 0.375. So I'm drawing a rectangle that's 0.375 wide, and it goes all the way up to the top, or 1.5 inches. So again, I right-click, sketch, 2-point rectangle. I start in that corner, and I'm going to drag. I need it 1.5 inches tall, 0.375 inches wide, and then enter. I finish sketch, pan, scroll out, escape the pan. Okay, so now if we were to look at it for 3D view, we're going to take this rectangle and we're going to extrude this way. So I click on the rectangle, I click on extrude, I grab my arrow. Now, often you can extrude to another side. Here is the extent, to an object, to a side, to a plane, or something like that. I don't know, because if this isn't coincident with this entire plane or face, maybe that won't work for me. So I'm just going to specify the distance that I'm extruding. It's 1.5 inches, the width of that. And I say OK. Whoops, don't know what happened. So let's try that again. Click on the rectangle, click on extrude, pull this way, type in 1.5 inches. It's not a cut. It's a new body. Okay. All right, so now we have the two rectangular portions of this. Let's look at our object. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to extrude out this arc. So why don't we do that first? So I'm going to be drawing on this face. So why don't we get the top view? I'm going to right click, sketch, center diameter circle. I want the center to be at the center of this edge. So that would be at 0.75 or right there. So I click there. My circle, I should have said this, is 3 boxes in diameter. There's 2 boxes there and then half a box on each side, so 3 full boxes. 3 times 0.25 is 0.75. So I need to type in 0.75, enter. I finish the sketch. And click on the little house. Now I'm going to extrude out this. So I click on this part only. Click on extrude. I want it to be a cut. And then remember this is point. See how the negative is there? This is a 0.25 inch thick piece. So I say, again, some of the features here is I move the arrow so it was going down. I clicked on cut and then typed in the exact dimension of the hole. All right. So again, let's go back to our object. All right, so one thing now that we can use constraints with is creating this arc. Let's see how we can create the arc by using constraints. So again, the arc will be on this face. So I'm going to click on this face, this right face. I'm going to right click, sketch, circle. So I'm just going to put the circle in a random place. All right, so now let's use the constraint up here. We're going to use the tangent constraint numerous times. So let's click on the tangent constraint. I want this to be tangent, this part of the circle to be tangent to this line here. I want this part of the circle to be tangent to this line. So again, what I'm doing is I'm clicking on the circle and I'm clicking on the edge of the part that I want it tangent to. And then last of all, I want this part of the circle tangent with this line. So again, I'm going to click on this and then this. All right, so now this circle is fully constrained within this space. Your drawings do need to be fully constrained. We'll talk more about constraints in one of the next videos. I want to finish the sketch now. I've made my circle. I'm now going to show a 3D view of it. I'm going to now take out the parts that are up here of this solid material, of this rectangular material. So I click on one, I shift, click on the other. Now I click on extrude. I am going to do a cut. See, it tells me cut already, maybe because of the distance, because of pointing the arrow in that direction. This is 0.375, so I could type in 0.375 here. I could also put in, no, that didn't work. So let's use the distance. We'll do 0.375 and we'll do it in this direction. Notice there's a negative here that was just done for you by pulling on that arrow. All right, so now I've created an arc by extruding out those two corners. All right, so now you can see what I have is, with the exception of the hole in the middle here, I have half of this. So now we're going to use the mirror command to create the whole thing, with the exception of the hole. So the mirror command is in the create. It's down here, mirror. So what you need to do is you need to tell it that you're mirroring a body. You have other options, faces, features, components. We're mirroring a body. You need to select which objects you're mirroring. So we're going to mirror this, I'm going to mirror this, and then you need to tell it what plane you're mirroring across. So I'm going to grab this and rotate it so we can see the face that we want to mirror across. We're going to mirror across this face here. So I click in there, and then to tell it that I'm doing this mirror, which plane I'm mirroring, and then I'm clicking on the plane that I'm mirroring, and it mirrored right away. I click OK, click on the house, and now I have my mirrored object. All right, just a few things. If you want to show dimensions, you have to click on a sketch. If I can expand the number of the sketches that I have by clicking on this arrow. I can right click. I can choose a sketch. By left clicking, I can right click on the sketch, and I get this window of choices like show dimension. All right, one last thing. You need to show your finished product to me. By the way, you do not need to show me dimensions. I've learned that the dimensions will disappear once you've saved it. So to share it with me, click on Show Data Panel. It's again that waffle in the upper left corner. I would save first. Again, try to use something like object number. Since I already did this once, I already have an object 19, so I'm just going to call it object 19A. I'm going to put my name in it, and then the date. Here is the location, so choose the folder before you get to this point, or click on this arrow to change the location. Hit save. Okay, now to share it with me, you need to click on the object first, on this window that shows the object first. Then go to People, and then type in the email address of the person you're inviting, and then click Invite. All right, thank you.